Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Skate 3 in Tyngsborough, the hockey home of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, who tonight hope to prove that they deserve the #1 seed in the New Hampshire Boys Varsity Hockey Playoff Tournament. Hi, I'm John Collins, along with the Barry Melrose of Nashua, minus the mullet and the $2,000 suit and tie. It's veteran Nashua sports writer Tom King.
You know, I got a mullet wig at home, but I don't have the $2,000 suit and tie.
Oh, boy.
I do have the wig, though. The Monarchs were giving them out on mullet night a few years ago. I've got a couple of them, as a matter of fact.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The Monarchs mullet promotion.
Yes, yeah.
Tom, about the game
I'll wear
tonight,
it next time we do a game. How's that?
Please do. That'd be great camera opportunity for Nashua's ETV. Tom, seconds away from face-off here between Bishop Guertin and Manchester Central in this first-round playoff game. Can you conceive of a scenario where Bishop Guertin doesn't take this game on their home ice?
Yeah, I really can, because, you know, John, we did that game with Salem last year in the quarterfinals, went to overtime. BG always seems to get the toughest draws in the quarters. Central is a very high-scoring team. They lost to BG 7-3 earlier in the year, but their best player, Cam Gettys, did not play most of that game. So Central very high-scoring, but weak on defense in terms of ability to give up a lot of goals.
Great scoring chance here early in the game, turned away. Good shot there by Tom Labadini from in close in the right slot. Turned away by Evan Hawkinsmith.
The mantra for BG tonight, John, shoot early and often. They were up 5-0 at one point in the first game when they played between these two teams.
Some sloppy missed passes and missed pucks here.
Very fortunate for Guertin to avoid any damage with that.
Shooting from down on the ice, fanning on the plate. Great effort by Greg Gertados. He's number 4 in white and green and gold for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Cam Gettys, best player for Central that Tom mentioned. He wears number 4 in green for the Little Green of Central. We play 15-minute periods in high school hockey. Just a minute and a half into this one, no score. BG's had a couple of scoring chances early. And trying to generate his first scoring chance, Cam Gettys launches the first shot on net for the Little Green before they have a line change. Their first string line will go off now.
Already this is a much different game than the first time these two teams played. Guertin, I think they had scored 2 goals by this point.
Josh Dobbins in net for BG, made that save on Gettys' shot from just inside the point.
Dobbins is a goaltender who likes to see a lot of shots during the course of a game. Keeps him focused, he says.
Chris Keating and also his fellow defenseman Cato playing some catch, trying to get it out of their zone. They do now with help from Crespo and left wing here, number 16 for BG. Now charging ahead is Austin Cato. He flips it out of the zone into Central territory. It's steered to the right of the goal by Hawkinsmith. Out of the zone, an errant pass there by number 23 Greg Hood. It finds its way down behind the BG goal.
Central is 7-4 win over Nashua North in the prelims to get here.
Good job by Brian DeFelice and his line mate Tyler Terranzoni to put some pressure down deep, but Central steals the puck back and they get it out of their zone on a nice, long, nifty crossing rink pass that was corralled by Robert Holmes. His teammate Gettys, who's back out there, very short breather for Gettys. One of the 2 defensemen falls down. There's a player, that was Zach Coyle behind the defense, but the teammate
I don't think Ryan White, I don't think
you
saw him. That's right, you didn't see him.
Delayed offside is now called, and there'll be a face-off.
White was very closely.
No, it's not a delayed offside. It's a penalty.
A penalty, and it's going to be against the Cardinals, I believe.
It looks like it's going to be a cross check. From the referee's indication, the penalty box door is open, and one of the players who...
Oh, now he closes it.
What's that about?
Now they close it.
Is it
too many men on the ice?
Is it a bench minor? He maybe held up the number 6 with his fingers.
Bench minor, too many men.
Too many men on the ice, and now
they're down. Now they're down to 4, and someone's going to have to go serve the penalty.
And Gary Bishop is trying to determine just that right now. He does send a player to the box, and that will be Ryan White, who was stepping off the ice when the infraction was called. So the first penalty of the game.
That's a penalty you really don't want.
No.
White did not get off in time. You know, White was guarded. He wasn't allowed to get off in time.
Tom Newton takes a hard hit from number 14 is Trevor Paquette. The defenseman for Central handing out some punishment there, but the puck does end up in Hawkinsmith's glove and he freezes it. So a mini victory there on the shorthanded situation for BG.
Well, you hate to give Central that early man advantage. This team can score goals. Like I said, they give up a lot at the other end, but they can score goals.
Face-off won by Central, and playing it behind his own goal, Choi.
My guess is the winner of this game will score 5 or more, but that's just a guess.
And if they do score 5 or more, and Central hopes to win, it'll have to be that man who just fell down.
And lucky that
Cam
there wasn't.
Gettys.
And usually when a player like Gettys goes down, they usually raise the hand, but they didn't that time.
Yeah, he totally fell on his own. It looked like the skates just went out from under him. 11:41 to go in the first period. We're basically just underway. John Collins, Tom King, Tim O'Neill with us. Do we have camera down on the ice?
Yes, I believe we have Jim McLean up.
Jim McLean with the hand. Oh, there he is, to our right.
Above the Guertin goal to our right.
And executive producer Pete Johnson. Taking the hit as he throws it down behind the BG net was Choi, who was checked into the glass by Mac. Trevor Paquette checked into the boards by Labadini. Good power play kill here going on by BG. 1:10 to go in the man advantage for Central.
Yeah, just about sliced off half this power play, but that's not unusual for teams.
Gettys is cut off at the pass by Tom Newton. Nice play by number 20 for BG. Coming out of the pile, though, Central with a dangerous cross the crease pass by Kyle Pratt.
Central getting people down low, which is what they want to do.
And Newton, with some help from Chris Keating, gets the puck out of the zone. 10:50 to go in the period. 40 seconds in the power play for Central. Chance here for Central. Gloved save. What a beauty by Josh Dobbins. He made it look easy, but a point-blank shot by number 7 for Central, Tyler Levertu, on a nice feed.
Levertu coming down the left wing. Wide open ice for him. And Dobbins with a quick right hand.
To keep the game scoreless. Shot on edge was the puck, and it went wide off the glass. Central maintains possession for the moment. No, poking it out of the zone is Cam Kaiser for BG. A nice play. Checked off the puck. Crespo on the one-man rush. Central will try to squeeze out any quality they can out of the last 15 seconds. This power play, fortuitous bounce off the boards, but fanning on the shot was Easton Dubois on the left wing there. He had a chance to get one.
Central's been cautious because Guertin has got one of those teams that can fast break shorthanded.
Tyler Clark feeding it to the point man Clark, another Clark. That's probably his brother there in the left point, Derek. He fans on the shot, and with it now is Greg Gertados. He gives it up across the rink.
Remember how tough that Salem quarterfinal was last year, John? Overtime.
Yep.
Here at Skate 3 on another nice day. We had another nice quarterfinal day weather-wise.
Brian Bottari dumps it down to put a punctuation mark on that penalty kill. And now BG with a chance. A backhander on the goal. A second one. Denied twice was Tom Labadini down deep.
All right now, Hawkinsmith, who didn't play all that badly when he came in relief the first time these two teams played, is on his game. He was really not on his game in the prelim against Nashua North.
Good feed by Terranzoni to Thomas Bond in front of us. Tom King, my partner, says he's fighting off a cold, is Bond.
So is Tom King.
So is Tom King. Shot! What a setup there from Bond.
Yeah, good job
to Labadini.
Little green defense kind of checked Labadini right at that point. Bond, boy, can really find people. He gets that shot right on net.
Another save by Hawkinsmith. Loading it up, a deflected shot. And his puck was loose. They called a whistle inadvertently, so they should not have called a whistle on that play.
They
the
should not have.
Loose. A little bit too quick.
The official anticipated Hawkinsmith was going to cover up.
And he should
never did.
You can just take a half a second breath as an official. You don't have to blow it that quickly.
Right, exactly.
So too much anticipation there. So a break in the action, and Hawkinsmith stopping everything that BG has thrown at him in the past 30 seconds.
And he's glad to see that line leave the ice.
Gettys with nearly a spectacular steal and breakaway. Instead, he settles for a deflection and skating it out of there and beating the forecheck by Gettys.
It's the toughest game,
was
John.
Cato.
The toughest game for any of the teams that have a bye because they haven't played for a week.
They're rusty.
Right.
Yeah. trying to get it in front of the net. BG broken up with the puck now is Keating. He throws it back in.
They're doing what they need to do. They've outshot Central 7-2. They need to shoot, and shoot more. And that's the game plan.
Clearly, Hawkinsmith's got a boost of confidence from his own performance here early in this game. He stopped a lot of shots. We're scoreless with 8 minutes to go in the first period.
I'll tell you what, though, we're not going to stay scoreless very long. These two teams can score goals.
They've generated a lot of chances, unless the goalies turn superhuman. Lining up that check, but staying on his feet. Brittari took a hard hit from the left defenseman.
It's happened before, though, to Guertin in this round. They have been stymied by hot goaltenders.
Yeah.
I remember 3 years ago, they lost, 3 or 4 years ago, they lost a heartbreaker to Berlin after pummeling Berlin weeks earlier, and the same goaltender.
Cross-ice pass is kept in by Gertados. He gets a shot away. He misses wide left.
He missed wide, but boy, I'll tell you, he had an opening, and I think he would have had the goaltender beat.
Attempted rush there by Mac Myers, number 15. He's broken up. BG puck. Under almost 7 minutes to play now. Just over 7 minutes. Momentary 3-on-2 broken up. BG with it now. Labadini left wing. He's got help on the right side. He fans on the wrist shot. And now with a break of their own, here comes Sean Burke. A 2-on-1 for the moment. Shot save, and he pounces on it. Delivering the blow on the check was Cato as Sean Burke hits the ice. Good job again by Josh Dobbins to focus in and make that glove save look easy. And Tom, it's happened so often in hockey playoffs. Playing goalie is all about focus and concentration, and at no time did the goalie step it up like in the playoffs.
No, exactly. But the key for any goalie, especially at this level, the high school level, is the rebound. Got to contain the rebound, and that's what Dobbins did there.
That's so true. We see so many big goals scored on rebounds. And Dobbins was conscious of the fact he wasn't able to get it cleanly, but he pounced on it before any Central players could. And a good job by BG to get the puck out of their own zone, generate a possible scoring chance here. Trying to step in front of the goal and get a shot off was Crespo, but he's broken up. Standing near mid-ice, Cato to shoot it back in with no icing. He was inside the red line. 6.5 minutes to go in the first period. We're scoreless. First round playoff game at Skate 3. Bishop Guertin, the #1 seed, against Manchester Central. Central defeated Nashua North, so they're not rusty at all. And
they played 3 nights earlier, so they've got plenty of ice time under their legs. The winner
throws it back in.
The winner here gets the winner of Concord Berlin, which I believe is going on at the same time we're broadcasting this.
Gettys steps by a check, throws it wide of the goal, and they'll go for a line change.
He is good. That's the whole difference. He was out of the game by now the first time these two teams played.
Good job of Tom Newton tipping that pass ahead to prevent icing and then making the line change of their own. BG get the fresh set of legs out there.
All 3 Central goals in that game were on the power play.
Wrist shot. And you're going to have to do better than that to get it by Josh Dobbins. He hangs on, a break in the action. That shot launched, I believe, by number 15, Mac Myers from the left wing.
I'll tell you what also happened on that break that we saw earlier where Dobbins covered up on the rebound was Central, Guertin had a great personnel change. One player getting off the ice at the front, the other player, defenseman, coming on the ice at the other door, which is closer to the goal. And that forced the shot to occur a lot earlier than it might have occurred.
BG not able to get it out of the zone. A wrist shot, though, is blocked. The attempt there by Aaron Choi. BG makes a rush out of it.
The crowd very quiet. Don't you sense that?
Yeah.
A very quiet
Almost
crowd.
everybody holding their breath, waiting for that first punch to fall in the form of a goal.
Yeah.
Steal here. Down the left wing comes number 22, Tyler Clark. He is hindered and stopped by Terranzoni. Manchester fighting for the puck, though. Clark coming away right in front of the goal.
Guertin's other mantra, John, stay out of the box. They cannot afford too many penalties.
Mac Myers, number 15, has the puck now. He was just set up.
Dobbins couldn't handle that. He had to knock it aside.
You see right there Terranzoni trying to push Sean Burke out of the play, number 11.
Guertin hasn't had a shot, John, in almost 4 minutes.
Kaiser loses the puck. It's down into the BG zone again. Terranzoni as Manchester Central stepped up the pressure and carried the play for the past 30 seconds to a minute. Terranzoni might be getting tired down there behind the goal at this point. But he does get the puck around to Labadini, who's trying to throw it out. He's not going to be able to do it. Choi moves up with it. He gets checked, but stays solid on his feet and throws it behind the BG goal. Launching it around the boards and out. Bishop Guertin, that's Labadini chasing after it, but he's all by himself. Nice check there on the defenseman, goes flying for Central. Central with a rush down the BG, and that's Gettys, the ever dangerous number 4 for Central, is broken up. With it in front of us, Thomas Bond now throws it through a screen. Bouncing puck, dangerously so in front of the net. Still loose and out. That's the case where I think maybe Austin Cato wishes that his stick was on the left side. A left shot might have stopped that puck, but he's a right shooting left point defenseman. That's something you don't always, the coaches don't worry about it too much. I guess a left wing doesn't always have to be a left shot, and a right wing doesn't.
Right, exactly. But there are times when it does end up that way. Hurtado's asked out of the faceoff circle, and now Bond goes in.
Yeah. Shot on goal.
Oh boy, I'll tell you right now, John. Hawkinsmith is on.
He is. That was
labeled. That was labeled for that far corner, and he is on.
He's confident. He's got a lot of saves under his belt.
This is going to be a tough one for Guertin. They are in for a struggle.
Sticking to that mantra of shooting as often as you can, Hurtado's tried one from the faceoff circle. He wasn't able to do it. And sprawling over the goaltender, Hawkinsmith, goes Labadini, checked by number 2, Alex LaRochelle on defense for Central. Hawkinsmith, conscious of those dangerous rebounds, pouncing. He'll take as many faceoffs as you want as long as he doesn't give up chances on those rebounds. Thomas Newton taking the draw for BG, and he maintains control of it. Throws it back to Labadini with a snapshot. It's loose. Shot, score! The rebound off the Labadini shot. And let's get the number of that goal scorer. It's number 10, and I believe that would be Brian Bottari with the first goal of the playoffs for Bishop Guertin.
Not easy, was it?
No.
But on a rebound.
Yes, keep shooting.
Exactly.
3:31 to go in the first period. The snapshot from the point by Labadini on the feed from Newton, who won the face-off, and then putting the rebound home was Brian Bottari in the right place at the right time. 1-0 Bishop Guertin. Hawkinsmith had saved at least, I want to say, 10 shots before that went in, Tom.
He did. He saved exactly 10 before that went in.
Bishop Guertin with the puck.
How did you know that?
I just had it in the feeling of my gut.
Here, keep score.
No, that doesn't work for the newspapers. You need an accurate count. You can't just be educated guessing. I did feel it was about 10 shots. Newton, nice break up at center ice. Tom Newton playing an excellent game. Drop pass, shot save, rebound, save again. What a great chance for Crespo, 2 of them in a row. Snapshot from the point, deflected wide right. Austin Cato is at the point.
13-5.
Cato stands his ground and shoots again. It's loose, shot to the right. It might have got the goaltender by DeFelice, number 9 for BG. A flurry of pressure. They're not letting up in front. Cato lines it up, shoots. Blocked in traffic. Cato can't keep this rebound in, but the pressure is still there. As throwing it into the zone is Chris Keating, all right around the boards. Central besieged right now by the BG team, and they seem to have gotten their bearings here.
They're buzzing around that central net, but it's mostly from out far. Guertin's best chances are always down low.
Cato shoots one down, ends up in the glove of Hawkinsmith.
It was in the glove, but it was wide. He just stopped that just to get a break in the action, give his line mates a change. 2:04 to play, first period, 1-0 in favor of Guertin. You're listening, or watching rather, the Division I state quarterfinals of the NHIAA Division I hockey tournament. Bishop Guertin and Manchester Central. Guertin coming in at number 1, Central at number 8.
Keating, shot. Score! Chris Keating from the right point. Did it get deflected? How did it end up behind?
All the way. It made it all the way. No deflection. I watched the shot all the way. Hawkinsmith never saw it.
I don't know, maybe on the replay, Tom, the player that sprawled on the ice, and he's covered with shavings right now, is number 22 for Central, Tyler Clark, and he might have got an early piece of that.
Maybe, but
and changed the direction. It wasn't deflected near the goal.
Right.
But it might have been a knuckleball from near the point. And it's going to be, I think, unassisted. Wasn't that a steal of a clearing pass?
Unassisted, yeah.
Big hit on the near boards as Choi And it looked like Thomas Bond collided.
Uh-oh,
Central
watch out.
chance.
Whoa.
Backhander goes wide.
Had Dobbins beaten wide. If it was on target, that was a goal.
Great chance for Mac Myers, number 15 for Central. They're in the dark green.
Guertin's got to be careful of turnovers, and that's what Central has to be careful of as well. It's already cost them 1 goal.
Penalty right down below us. I believe it's going to be against Greg Guertados. Maybe a high stick. We'll have to. Oh, we have 2 people going. No, we have interference against Central.
Yeah, I think Guertados went down because of the interference.
Okay. I thought Greg was looking a little dejected, but
and now comes a critical point in the game. 1:20 to play in the period, and Guertin with a power play already up 2-0. That second goal was so important for Bishop Guertin.
He was not dejected. He was physically rattled, is what Greg was. He was not the committer of the penalty. He was the victim. So he's on the power play, though, right now with the puck. Greg Guertados looking for somebody to pass to. Central in the box. Deflected pass and a save. Hawkinsmith.
That's one of those saves that Hawkinsmith is, saying, I'm on tonight. I gave it 2 goals, but I'm on, because that was ticketed for the far corner.
It was. Newton on the face-off, wins it for BG. Back to the point. Cato plays it down the boards to Newton. No, Newton's in front of the net. Excuse me. That down there is Bond on the left wing.
Well, Guertin has followed the plan, John. 15 shots on goal in this period.
Brad Cunningham and Guertados playing catch on the far boards. Newton with it to Guertados in his skates. Actually, that's number 8. Sorry, that's Brad Cunningham. Guertados has it now. Back to the point. Cato, who's got a goal. Guertados closing right in, shoots and scores 5-hole. Greg Guertados.
He's a great player, isn't he? Isn't he a great player?
Greg Guertados was not going to be satisfied with just launching, and he went down there like a sniper, and he had that 5-hole in mind from the get-go, and he puts it behind Hawkinsmith. 3-0 BG leads. Knew exactly where he wanted to put that puck. Through a screen, and Hawkinsmith really had no chance.
We told you it wouldn't be scoreless for long.
You said. And BG looked rusty for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden.
Well, they got the shots on net.
Yeah.
But what they weren't doing was they weren't really down below and getting many rebounds. They were all one-time shots.
The guys moving without the puck.
Right.
Yeah.
And now they started moving without the puck and were able to create some traffic in front of Hawkinsmith. And the result is 3 goals, one of them on the power play.
Nice rush by Keating, throws it across the goal mouth. In front, shot saved from point-blank range. Brian DeFelice was right there on the doorstep, but he really didn't have a great angle.
I mean, you can't fault Hawkinsmith on any of these goals. I mean, really, they've, the 1-5 hole, but he was screened.
And they caved in on him.
Guertados, what Guertados did was took the puck and just, instead of shooting from the circle, skated in towards the net. He had clear traffic. And then skated right in.
And he took one step to the right, and it gave him a clear shot at that
exactly.
Deflected shot there from the point by Tario Terranzoni, almost redirected in by Andrew Crespo.
That takes a lot of presence, ice presence, to do that.
Yeah.
Most players from that point will shoot it right away. Guertados didn't. He skated in, and they let him go.
That's the one where if he skates in 2 strides and gets broken up, you go, he should have shot
it. Right, exactly.
But he had good ice presence. He knew.
But he knew no one was coming out on him.
He knew the box was all in front of him. There was nobody going to sneak up behind him. Like that time just snuck up on me. We're out of time in the first period. A terrific period of play. Standing ovation, partial being delivered to the Bishop Guertin team as they skate off the ice. It's 3-0, but they still have a lot of work to do. John Collins, Tom King, Tim O'Neill, and
Jim McLean.
Jim McLean will be back with.
How can we forget Jim McLean?
He's
the most important part of the production.
See, he doesn't have a headset on, or else.
No, but you know what? And he's probably offended because nothing's happened down at his end.
Oh, that's right. It's all been scoring down here.
We'll be back right after this for the start of the second period. Score: Bishop Guertin 3, Manchester Central 0. Don't go away. More hockey right after this.
Hey, Brian. Hey, guys, look, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian.
I haven't seen you since we graduated. How have you been?
Actually, I never graduated high school. I've just been delivering pizzas.
Oh, you never graduated?
How about you?
I'm working part-time at the hospital, and I'm going to the Manchester Community College.
Welcome back, everybody, to Skate 3 Arena in Tyngsborough. John Collins with Tom King, just about ready for second period action. 3-0 BG lead.
What happened to all those intermission highlights and commercials? I mean, they got there pretty quick for this.
Bond with a chance right off the face-off, out of bounds. You know, it's the two Zambonis.
They didn't take any time. They didn't take much time.
It's the two Zambonis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They used two Zambonis.
It's
You're
a
right.
noticeable difference. The Conways got one. I was remarking to Tim between periods, they used to be a 15-minute standard break. I think that was only 10. But two Zambonis, we got some new ice. And quickly, just like that, in the first 10 seconds of the second period, BG nearly added to their 3-0 lead. They got a great chance.
Good thing I didn't get in line for water or something like that.
Yeah. You got Labadini and Bond on this line, putting immediate pressure on, but
you know, for all the offense that they mustered up in that first period, there's going to be a penalty against Guertin. And that's what Central's offense can do. It can goad you into mistakes, as Kyle Pratt went down and taken down by a Cardinal, and going off with that penalty, it was going to be Austin Cato. Cato knows better than that, but he got beat on that play, probably tripping. Yep, tripping is the call.
That was the indication. So,
but what I was going to say was as impressive as Guertin carrying out their offensive game plan was the fact they limited Central to 5 shots in that period.
Wrist shot from the point.
I think that was crucial.
And another thing you mentioned, Tom, was that the only penalty that Bishop Guertin was assessed was a bench minor for too many men in the ice.
Right.
Which is a really wise way to play, not to give Central any momentum from a power play. And what happens?
Power play right away. Start, which is probably what Bishop
was,
said, stay out of the box, stay out of the box.
An infraction committed on the ice. So it's a heat of the moment play where Cato took down
Kyle
Pratt. BG doing a good job of killing this penalty so far, though. They've got 40 seconds lopped off of it and no real pressure from Manchester Central to speak about. But here's a 1-on-3 situation, trying to make something go as Lavertu.
Gettys hasn't touched the puck yet. Gettys touches the puck on his power play, something's going to happen.
Stuffing it in front of the net. Right there was Kyle Pratt. He delivered a shoulder to Newton, but it was a clean hit. Ridden off the puck, Labadini tried a 1-on-4 shorthanded break.
Guertin's got a very good penalty-killing unit in terms of scoring goals. They've scored a few shorthanded goals this year.
Doing a good job of standing his man up, but still with the puck is Central. That was Central, Brad Cunningham in the left point defense.
Central buzzing around, and they're going to try to work Gettys in again. Gettys will probably play that left point, same spot Gurtados plays.
Cunningham absorbs the hit and pitchforks it out of the zone. Brad Cunningham, good defensive play on this penalty kill.
27 seconds left to go in the power play.
Throwing it into the zone and going in after it is number 22, Tyler Clark for Central. It is blocked, a big slapper right there by his brother. Actually, that's Greg Hood, number 23. I was going to say Derek Clark.
You're this close to killing off a penalty. You just want to get this over with.
5 seconds to go on the man advantage of Central.
They're able to set up, and Dobbins right there with the save.
Josh Dobbins prevents any rebound, but he also prevents the final 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that shot was allowed to happen. Central was allowed to set up their power play. Guertin wasn't able to clear it. They had about 10 seconds left. They had possession of the puck. They weren't able to get it out there. But I tell you, I walked by Greg Gurtados on the way, and I knew it was him when I walked by. I didn't look at the number. I just heard the coughing.
Oh,
so
number 4 for BG.
He is not feeling well. I talked to his stepdad in between periods, and they went down and gave him some medicine, but he is not feeling well at all.
Brad Cunningham stopped that slapper by Derek Clark from the left point with his stick.
I feel his pain.
Yeah, Tom's suffering under the weather. Doing the game, playing hurt. Gurtados couldn't get that backhand off. TJ Bond down deep. Labadini picks up the drop pass, but he's checked by 2 Central players behind the net. Bond goes in to help out, and Thomas Bond comes away with it. Up the boards. Slapper is blocked at the point. And skating up with it is Mac Myers, number 15. He's got a teammate offside, however. Is losing contact with the blue line was Tyler Clark. Central done in by their own mistake there.
What a good job on that power play. Dobbins only, I think, saw 1 shot. And then another shot just after the power play ended.
Thomas Bond is also under the weather, you said?
He's under the weather too, yeah.
Thomas Bond's drink of choice right now is a Tylenol martini. Stirred, not shaken. Thomas Newton with it down the right boards. He's pinched off, but he keeps control of the puck for the moment. He shovels it ahead to Andrew Crespo. That was a James Bond reference.
But is it Tylenol sinus or is it Tylenol severe cold congestion?
I'm not sure. What a great effort there by Tyler Clark for Central. He dove for the puck, but BG comes away with it. Cunningham trying to lead a pass up ahead. It's going to be an automatic icing call as Crespo was breaking, and if he had corralled that, would have been a very exciting breakaway. Good try by Cunningham, but just not able to connect. Face-off back in the BG zone. 11:21 to go in the second period. 3-0. All 3 goals coming in the first period of play for BG. Tom said before the game, keep an eye on number 4 in dark green for Central. That is Cam Gettys, one of the best players and the best goal scorer for Central. His teammate gets waved out of the face-off circle, so Gettys will take it. Lavertu.
Yeah, I don't think they like that. Oh, watch
Throws
out.
it in front of the net. It's a loose puck and shot score.
Yeah,
it was an opportune.
Too sloppy.
Gettys was right there, Tom. He's not going to miss that gimme.
No, too sloppy.
And that's exactly what it was. It was a rare case of Dobbins not pouncing on the rebound. I don't think he saw it at first. It slid off of his pads or his stick, either one. It was slid across the goal mouth, and waiting for it with the wide open half of the net to shoot at was Cam Gettys.
Yeah, Guertin got sloppy trying to clear the puck in front of their own net. Couldn't do it. Central pounces on it, 3-1.
So it is a hockey game again, a closer game. 3-1, as Tom said. 11 minutes to go in the second period.
This is not going to be an easy game.
Cunningham banks it off the boards, just out of the reach, however, of Crespo. Tries to poke it ahead, and he's broken up. 2-on-2 right here. Cato's going to shoot it. It's deflected, nicely steered to Cunningham by Dobbins, and Cunningham has his pass broken up. Circling with it, gets a wrister away. It's the delayed shot on the deflection. Dobbins is able to stop the shot by Kyle Pratt. Dangerous play there for BG. Central keeps it in the zone, and it trickles away. Going back to get it is Gettys. He's got the goal. Here's the announcement. Gettys just ahead of his stick on the feed from Alex Murphy. Loose stick on the ice. Let's see if it belongs to. I don't think anybody right now. It looks like somebody got the extra stick, and we have a icing call as the official will field that loose lumber.
But just a big goal by Central. They couldn't afford to fall 4 goals.
Yeah.
Now, they can come back from it. And Guertin has surrendered big leads before. They surrendered a 3-goal lead late against Concord earlier in the year. And against Exeter in the next to last regular season game, they lost it in overtime, even though they went up 3-0 in the first period. So they've been here before.
Gutatos gets waved out of the face-off circle. Labadini will take it.
See, I think that they're definitely a little tired. Maybe the health of Gutatos and Vaughn may be affecting it because they're just not getting shots on net. Central's controlling the play.
Good hustle by Cato to skate the puck up ice, and then Labadini to go down and forecheck for it, causing all kinds of problems for Central and getting it out of their zone, but they do. Tyler Clark, number 22, shoots it through a screen. No, it's blocked right there by Keating.
He couldn't find it. Keating couldn't find it after he blocked it.
Look at Gurtados skating hard out of the zone with it, creating pressure right here. Throws it at the net, hits the side of the net. He retains his own rebound and skates all the way around, feeding it across. Cato lets it go. It's blocked by the sliding. Looked like Tyler Clark diving to stop that puck. Number 22.
Gurtados might have been better skating around to the middle of the ice and then letting it fly.
Good player for Central. Tyler Clark blocks the shot, gets the puck, shoots it down, and then makes the line change. With it, Gettys wheeling. He's got help from Pratt. Pratt and Gettys, number 4 and 5 for Central, putting some pressure on Josh Dobbins in goal for BG.
Yeah, he's seeing much more pressure than he did in the first period, that's for sure.
A slider launched from the point nearly found its way through. Number 21,
There's Gettys.
Derek Clark.
Three
Gettys
Cardinals around him, look at that.
Can't beat the triple team, but he gets some help from the backside. Do I see the referee's arm up in the air?
It might be. Gettys got sandwiched.
Created the penalty.
High sticky might be the call.
We'll have to see who goes out and what the call is, but it's going to go against Bishop
Guertin. Yep. It's going to be on Cato, I believe. It's his second penalty of the night.
No, actually, he just skated past the box. And it's going to be Tom Newton. So Thomas Newton will take a seat for 2 minutes. BG up by 2 goals. They've not scored yet in the second period, though. Central has. They have the momentum.
I did not see the signal by the referee.
No, I didn't either.
My guess would be high stick.
It had something to do with that Gettys rush, though, as you said, Tom, and the triple team. I think that had to be the infraction. He didn't go down. One stick was up in the air, and that was probably Newton's.
Right.
Gettys feeds one-timer over the head.
Watch
the
out.
rebound.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, it was right there for
off
Alex
the
Murphy.
glass and back in front of Dobbins.
Labadini trying to get it out, and he can't. It's held in the zone. A nifty move put on by number 14, Paquette. Throws it across ice. Is that Gettys with the shot? Over the net. He misses.
Gettys now on the right side of the power play. He was on the left on the first one. And a whistle blows.
A hand pass.
Yep.
Against Central, face-off outside the zone. 7:51 to go. This has turned into a tight hockey game all of a sudden. It was dominated by BG for much of the first period. Central has the definite edge on the judges, the subjective scoring cards, and also on the
Now, shots on goal tell the
card.
story. 18-5 Guertin first period, 5-2 Central second period.
Wow. Total swing around. So let's see if Central can capitalize in the last minute of this power play. Gettys has it, throws it up ahead, back to Gettys. No, stolen away, nicely so by Bottari. Had a 2-on-1 situation with Labadini off his skates. Found his teammate a little bit too late there. Skating it out now, Alex Murphy, number 3 for Central.
50 seconds to go in the penalty to Tom Newton.
Murphy picks his spot. It's the right corner. Goes all the way around, though, onto the stick of Keating, and he throws it all the way up. Stopped at the point by Choi. Aaron Choi, number 14, throws it down deep. Bishop Guertin splits the defense and gets it out of the zone. As Labadini forechecks Choi with his stick a little high. Got away with one there.
Yeah, he did.
Murphy with the puck. Throws it up ahead to nobody in particular. It ends up on the skate of Christopher Keating across ice and down into the glove and
bounces a shot on goal,
blocker.
believe it or not.
Yeah, not easy for Hawkinsmith. 10 seconds left to go on the power
play. That was like
play.
shooting a wedge shot and having it land right, 3 feet from the cup.
Almost an in-between hop for a first baseman there. All the way around the boards. That's Kyle Pratt. The penalty is killed. Gurtados had an open. Zach Coyle couldn't hit him, and Zach could have split the defense and gone in alone, but Gurtados, I think he didn't get to really lock in on his teammate.
3-1, 6:31 to play in the second period, one telling stat. Manchester Central 0 for 3 on the power play.
Yeah.
Bishop Guertin 1 for 1.
That's huge. BG gets the puck out of the zone. Austin Cato.
And again, the 3 goals that Central scored here back in late January were all on the power play.
Brian
7-3 loss.
DeFelice on the forecheck helps to keep it in. Cato throws it around the boards. Behind the net, fighting for the puck is Zach Coyle. He's got 2 Central players. He ends up falling on it. The referee says keep playing.
Yeah, no call. Coyle could have been taken. He was taken down. They could have called something.
They said he just got bodied to the ice.
Yeah, I guess so.
And with it, Cato fans on it.
Oh, that's a big turnover. Watch this.
And a nice job of breaking up the Manchester player by Chris Keating, number 11, but getting the puck back.
Now it still has remains to be seen because Central still has possession.
Yeah.
That turnover has allowed them to keep the puck in this zone.
The last 20 seconds at least, all the way around the boards. DeFelice puts the brakes on, gets it out. And right back in it goes. Off the stick of Derek Clark.
Much more tentative Guertin team. Not allowed. Guertin having trouble. What they're doing in this period and aren't being allowed to do is they're being pressured. They cannot bring the puck out of the zone. Last period, they were allowed to basically take the puck out of their own end and skate up ice. And they had a lot of odd man rushes and a lot of breaks, if you remember, that allowed them to get that initial shot and then hope for the rebound. They're not able to get those breaks right now. Central's doing a good job preventing Guertin from skating freely out of their own zone.
Thomas Newton centering a line here with Brian Bottari and Andrew Crespo for BG. And they throw the puck down into the zone.
You hear a lot of talk, even on the NHL level, John, about how the Bruins are always looking for a puck-carrying defenseman.
Yeah.
This is why.
I see.
Look at Gettys, though. Look at him come flying up the ice. He is a good player.
Poke check by Cunningham, and also on defense for BG is Tyler Terranzoni, and they stop that rush. Try to get something going here in the neutral zone.
Uh-oh.
Loose puck there, almost pounced on by Pratt, but it goes up in the air, and BG now with the 2-on-2 scuffle on the boards. Coming away with it is Crespo. He's got it. Crespo shoots, save. Hawkinsmith.
There you go. You need that toughness, a little bit of, you know, if Central's going to play that way, then you've got to body them off the puck a little bit more.
That shot on goal was a long time in coming.
It was a long time in coming.
But BG gets a face-off now in the Manchester Central zone as Tom's been tallying the shots and the one goal. It's
they're
all
close now
Central.
in the period, 5-4, but still.
A couple of those from long range by BG.
Yeah, they're basically non-issue shots. And
there's a bouncer, a foot race, and wow, good speed by Clark, but intercepting it was Terranzoni to throw it out of harm's way. Back and handling it carefully, Dobbins. Slides it aside for Cunningham, goes all the way around behind the net. Bond plays catch with Cunningham, and he gets it around to his teammate. Off of Gurtado's stick. Here's a break here. Bond and Gurtados. Throws it ahead to Greg, and he can't get there. The puck was loose. Oh, if Greg had put the brakes on and just stood there, that puck was there for the taking.
Yeah, a little disorganized on that break. I think that break surprised both Bond and Gurtados.
Yeah. And Hawkinsmith. He really didn't cover that puck up too quickly, but he did, and that's the face-off to his left. 3:53 to go in the second period. This period has flown by like the two Zambonis do in the ice between periods. Flick shot down the boards. High bouncer comes off the back of the net. Labadini misses his check there, and missing the puck at the point was Terranzoni.
Guertin needs that fourth goal more than ever right now.
It's a huge goal.
If they get it, it's a big goal.
That right there was a wrist shot that I'm sure Trevor Paquette meant to go off the glass. Instead, it would have
in the NHL
seriously injured a BG student if it didn't hit that netting.
In the NHL, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
That's a delay of game penalty.
It is. And you almost think it'd be kind of fun to put it at the high school level because it would.
Nah, you don't want.
You don't want to do that. It obviously
was
an accident.
Skill level a little different. So there's going to be a lot of accidents like that at the high school level.
Round the boards it goes. And Central gets it out. A nice job. A one-on-one play here. Shot save. A battle of 11s there. Chris Keating making Sean Burke shoot it through the screened legs, and a nice save by Dobbins. That could be a penalty. No arms go up, though, for the officials. You saw throwing his hands up in the air. Greg Hood, the defenseman, thought he might have committed an infraction. Puck's loose. Not quite sure he had it. It was Hawkinsmith on the wrister from the point by Austin Cato.
Usually when a player goes arms wide, he's guilty as sin.
Yeah.
But the referees didn't see it.
Because it's too late by then,
right? The referees did not see it that way.
Yeah, I mean, he got caught going 85 in the left lane. Let's face it. And the state trooper was right there.
The state trooper was checking his BlackBerry.
Exactly, at that moment. Flipping it out of the zone.
You got one of those things, or you just got a normal phone?
I have a web-enabled phone. Yeah. It's not a BlackBerry, but it's a Gravity. What do you have?
I don't even know.
It's not a BlackBerry, though.
There is something on there, I guess, where I can check my mail or go online, but I don't do it. I'm afraid I'll screw up the phone.
BG corralling that rebound off the boards was Austin Cato. He plays it up ahead to Zach Coyle. Cato bringing up the rear, throws it down. It's a delayed offside call. He's going to pull it down now because all the BG players clear the zone.
If I screw up the phone, I can't harass you with calls anymore. So.
Yeah, don't do that. I need to be reminded sometimes to get here on time. We were on time tonight, though. It's a penalty against Central, and now
there goes the arms.
Greg Hood.
There goes the arms.
Now this time, I'm putting my arms up. That looked like a clean check.
It did, didn't it?
I don't know what the call is going to be, but Greg Hood's going to the box.
Hood had his arms up. He thought it was a clean check, too.
It's interference, and I thought the player that he hit had the puck.
Yeah.
A split second before, but anyway, Greg Hood he gets pulled over by the next state trooper.
So yeah, exactly.
And
10 miles down the road.
10 miles. He was going 10 miles.
The other trooper radioed him, and
he's slowed down, but
he said he was slowed down, but 75 is still speeding, so he's still down.
So he goes to the box. 2:01, and that's going to take the entire rest of the period unless BG scores. It's going to be all a power play here to end the second period.
I'll tell you right now, this is BG's gift.
Yeah, because they're 1 for 1, you said.
They're 1 for 1 of the power. Oh.
Newton, shot. Looking behind himself was Hawkinsmith.
Yeah, because the shot got blocked twice.
What's going on here? Are you going to call it a
They're going to call
face-off?
They're going to call it a face-off because the defenseman had the puck underneath him and sat on it.
It's Gurtados up front with Bond.
Tyler Levertu had the puck underneath him.
I can't see the right wing.
So the referee lost sight of the puck and then blew the whistle.
Oh, Tom Newton is the right wing. He's got it. Cunningham.
And Hawkinsmith thought it was by him because he never saw the puck.
Cato bothered but holds on to it. Finds Gurtados on the far boards. Gurtados banks it but it's intercepted by Central.
Yeah,
right there on the spot was Choi.
Can you sense a difference in Greg Gurtados this period? I think he used up a lot of energy.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
In that first period.
Yeah, you can tell
he wasn't even looking for the puck there. Look at this.
Newton trying to duck down, and he gets plowed into the boards by Choi.
Yeah, Guertin's got to realize this. They've got to realize their best player is kind of hurting right now, and they've got to have somebody else help them out and take charge.
Newton trying to feed Cato in space, shoots it, deflected. Newton gets, Cato gets it back. Cross ice pass to Bond. He's trying to find Newton. That was a difficult pass to make. Back to the point. Cato with a little bit of room. They'll feed it to Gurtados. Gurtados going to shoot it. Deflected. Bond with it.
They're looking for the perfect shot. They don't need it. They just need to get it on net.
Cato shoots it. Newton feeds. Cross ice off the stick of Bond. Not able to corral the bouncing puck. 37 seconds in the power play. 35 seconds in the penalty. And it's down into the BG zone with 30 seconds. Half a minute to go. 3-1 is the score. The only goal in the period by Central. Gurtados trying to split all three defenders.
Yeah, he said enough is enough. I'm going to take over here, but didn't have anything on that shot and went wide.
Cato gets rid of it just in time to feed Bond on a bank shot off the boards, but that pass goes awry and out of the zone. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Delayed offside called back now because all the BG players clear.
That'll do it. This power play is up.
Yeah, a shot.
Shot all the way down.
Net. And that'll do it. A scoreless first period for BG, not for Central, as they narrow the Cardinals' lead to 3-1.
So now Gary Bishop goes back in, and he says, okay, remember what I told you before the game? Shoot the puck. You haven't done it. And you've also got to take better care of the puck at your own end. Now Central with a lot of momentum. Christy Agostino, the head coach of Central, is going to go in there. He's going to say, look, guys, their best players are dragging a little bit, and we need to take advantage of that. So you got to play with a little bit of desperation. Central hasn't really played with too much desperation yet. They will when they come out to start the third period. And a team that can score that's desperate is a very dangerous hockey team.
And what Tom is saying is this is still anybody's hockey game. It's a season on the brink for both teams. Will BG win and advance, or will the unthinkable happen? Stay with us on Nashua ZTV. John Collins, Tom King, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean, our executive producer, Pete Johnson. The third period is coming right up.
When you drive for a living, you buckle up every time, whether you drive one of these or one of these. Truckers know what I'm talking about, because no matter how good a driver you are, trouble can still happen. That's when you want to keep your safety belt on to keep you steady, behind the wheel, in control, and looking out for everybody. Safety is a professional driver's responsibility. Remember, you're the one who drives for a living.
A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Welcome back, everybody, to third period action at Skate 3 in Tyngsborough, the hockey home of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. In their first round playoff game on their home ice, they lead 3-1 as Josh Dobbins, their goaltender, leads them through the boards. John Collins with Tom King. Dominating the first period was Bishop Guertin. Not so in the second period, Tom, and that's got to be cause for concern for the home fans.
Yeah, something's got to change in Guertin's tempo here in the third period. They've got to do a better job of getting the puck out of their own end, and they've got to put more shots on net because they lead 3-1. Evan Hawkinsmith is definitely vulnerable. He's on, but he's still vulnerable. And what Guertin's got to do is they got to crash the net, shoot and crash the net. They did not do that in the second period. They were 0 for 1 on the power play. What they did do was kill off 2 more Central penalties, but I'll tell you what, if Central gets 2 more power plays in this period, they're going to convert on one of them because they don't miss too many of them. And we've got, 3-1 lead. But Guertin can't sit on it. They can't be satisfied with it.
No. Mr. Bond, Thomas Bond's dad, right in front of us, turned to us in the intermission and said 4 goals will win this game if they can get to the magic number 4, but they haven't shown any signs of putting enough pressure on Hawkinsmith.
That's a good point, is that 4 goals will probably win this game. But
if they can get a 4-1 lead.
You know what? I mean, high school hockey is so unpredictable, within the game itself. So you're just going to have to wait and see what kind of Guertin team comes out.
And see what kind of bounces the puck takes, and that often dictates the outcomes of some high school hockey games, including the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, Guertin's going to need more than 5 shots on goal.
That they had in the second
Yeah,
period.
they're going to need a lot more than that. They had 18 in the first period. That's a huge difference.
BG wins the faceoff, but Kyle Pratt steals the puck, and Choi with a wrister deflected wide by Bond, and Labadini's going to get it out of the zone. Just underway, third period. BG protecting a 3-1 lead, maybe too much. They sat back on their haunches, as Tom said, only got 5 shots in that second period, and Central got the only goal in the second period to narrow the lead to 3-1. Labadini shuffles it ahead. Here's Greg Gurtados, feeling under the weather, but flying here. Looked like a glove save. Gurtados throws it across the goal mouth, and Central just gets it out of there. They iced it, but fortunately for Central, it goes right on net.
Well, it was said in between periods. Gary Bishop told him, shoot the puck, guys.
You can already see the effect.
Gurtados wastes no time, comes right down. Your 2 best players, offensive players, Gurtados and Bond on a break.
Terranzoni can't get it all the way down to the Central zone, as Tyler Clark, number 22, watch out for him on Central.
Watch out for this.
Almost in front.
Yeah, very careless.
Able to
the
knock
last
it away.
time Guertin was this careless in their own end, it produced a goal.
Keeping as Derek Clark, the right point defenseman for Central, keeping the pressure on. Thrown in front by Straw.
Oh, what a save by Dobbins.
It was Clark.
No, Dobbins got the save, John.
Oh, Dobbins
I don't
got
think
it?
he fanned. Dobbins got it.
Wow.
That was
Saved
a big
by
save.
Hawkinsmith. So it happened so quickly, I thought it was a missed shot, but what happened is, Tom said, it was bounced off the pads.
Dobbins was right there. I'd have to see it maybe one more time to make sure, but I thought he got that shot off.
The puck did come out of there.
The puck did deflect out. I thought Dobbins got it.
So a scare for BG here early in the third period. 13:24 left to go in the game, barring overtime, of course.
We're talking about Guertin's offense. The one thing that they have done well, still, you have to say, if you had told Gary Bishop he would have held Central to 1 goal over 2 periods, he'd be pretty happy with that.
He just wouldn't have counted on BG stopping the scoring. To center ice. Shot in by number 23, Greg Hood. Brad Cunningham avoids a couple of checks and throws it up ahead. Newton has it, throws it in front, and it's cleared away by the Central defense.
Well, you have to remember, those 3 Guertin goals all came within the last 3 minutes and 31 seconds of that period. So there's only been 1 real good spurt of scoring for Guertin.
Cam Gettys broken up at the point by Terranzoni, a nice play of a dangerous player.
Central really forechecking.
Weaving in front, shot off the post, it looked like shot, goal.
Great job to control the puck, shot, rebound, score.
Cam Gettys coming up big for his team. He's the Sidney Crosby of his team, and he came up big here twice. 2 of the goals.
Again, Guertin sloppy, not able to clear the puck.
Yeah.
Can't let that happen. It's 3-2. We got a hockey game.
Oh, we certainly do. Cam Gettys just pouncing on that puck. And he is psyched right now.
Completely different game now.
Yeah. Just a puck rattling around all over the place, and Gettys on the spot again, sniping his second goal. 3-2. BG has lost the momentum they had in the first period completely. It is a 3-2 lead they're just clinging to at this point. Central's Alex Murphy shoots it down, and it's picked up by Austin Cato. He's trying to come out of the zone, and he does, but standing right there at the point to shoot it right back is Trevor Paquette, number 14.
I mean, look at this end. We have been looking at this end all night long.
Yeah, we have.
And here's Central again, right in front.
Shot in
look at
front.
this.
It is deflected. Chris Straw with it for Central. He throws it down deep, just trying to ice it now, and he does, is Christopher Keating. Pressure relentless by Central suddenly, and BG looking like the team that's trailing.
And Gurtados imploring to his teammates, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it was odd that Gurtados and Bond were both on the ice for that. They're usually much better at controlling the puck. Got to think that they're fatigued by the illnesses they've suffered, but at the same time, everybody's got something this time of year.
Yeah. Newton's got the puck, and he's going to squirt down the right boards. He breaks to the middle, throws it in front, but Tyrie's shot goes over the head. Newton goes and gets the rebound in the corner since nobody else seems to want it. Thomas Newton fighting for the puck. And it comes out on the stick of Manchester Central's number 6, Austin Sprague. He's broken up at the point by Terranzoni to the neutral zone and back in the BG end.
Again, Guertin fans have seen this before. Just recently, they had a 3-0 lead on Exeter, who I picked to win it. And
Crespo broken up
and lost 4-3 in overtime.
Terranzoni keeps it in. Batari leaps over the defender. Behind the net with it is DeFelice.
Big block by the Central defender. Because Batari had point-blank range.
Penalty coming up against Choi as he threw.
That's big.
Crespo into the boards.
Choi puts his arms up.
I guess, is that the check from behind?
You know, in high school hockey, it's pretty much a given now. If you check somebody to the boards, you're going out.
So that's the symbol right there. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, that's a new one for me,
too.
The
Bruins in the 70s, you know, you didn't see that one.
It might be roughing. Might be a roughing call.
Oh, maybe roughing. Maybe you're right. Yeah. So roughing is the call against Aaron Choi, the defenseman for Central, to interrupt the Little Greens' momentum that they had generated since the second period,
boy,
perhaps.
Guertin need a goal badly. This is their second chance at it.
Back to get it is Austin Cato. He puts the brakes on. He finds Cunningham. He's going to circle around the goal one more time. And he finds Thomas Bond near boards. Throws it in and goes in after it. Thomas Newton is on the other side with Cunningham. Bond, see what he does with it. He circles behind the goal. He's got Gurtados at the near point. Slides it across. Back to Gurtados with some room. Shot blocked.
Now Gurtados took too long. Oh, right in front.
Loose puck. Did the net come off?
Yeah, it did.
Face off. Unfortunately for BG, the net came off. To me, that's suspect. But
Gurtados wound up with a slap shot. If he had wristed that, he might have, A, gotten the shot off quicker so it wouldn't have been blocked, and B, might have had an opening.
Yep.
1:20 left on the penalty to Aaron Choi. Guertin on the power play, but they're clinging to a 3-2 lead. 10 minutes to go in the hockey game.
Even.
High drama here at Skate 3, as you would expect in a quarterfinal. These games are not easy in hockey.
3 games to win the championship, and they need, of course, to win this one first for BG. The season will come to an end for somebody tonight wearing green. We just don't know who. Cato slides it up to Newton. He's bothered by Chris Straw and taken off the puck. Nice stop, though, at the point by Cato, trying to wrist it down deep to Thomas Bond. He finds the puck. Gurtados to Cato. Back to Gurtados. Cato, cross ice. Here's Bond. Shot. Newton actually saved by Hawkins.
Fans thought that was in. Hit the side of the net, I believe.
Bond near boards. Feeds it up to Gurtados. He's got nowhere to shoot it.
Yeah, so this time they come out on Gurtados. You notice that.
Bond's trying to work in the box. Shot, deflected, shot, score! Yep. Wide open, Thomas Newton on the right side. The rebound. 4-2, Bishop Guertin leads on a power play goal with 9:13 to go in the third period.
So 2 power play goals for Guertin. And that was huge. There's your 4.
33 seconds were remaining on the power play. Great job of holding your position and making no mistake. Thomas Newton, the nice wrister. The puck just landed right there in his lap, so to speak, and he had the open side to shoot at. Very reminiscent of the goal that Cam Gettys scored to start the scoring for Central in the second period.
Yeah, although Newton was a lot closer, I thought. Gettys was further out.
So it's a 2-goal advantage again for BG. They capitalize on the penalty against Choi.
See, what they've got to do is they've got to play as if they're on a power play. They've got to keep on the attack.
Big collision there. Greg Hood laying the shoulder on Tom Labadini. Neither player seems to be the worse for it. We have a Central wins the face-off.
And don't forget, we go to overtime. It's sudden death overtime, and they just keep playing. There's no 8 minutes. It's just like Stanley Cup overtime.
Right. Of course, BG wants to get that dagger now to get that three-goal advantage back.
But Central is going to be buzzing again. They've got a couple more opportunities left unless they go down 3.
2-on-1 for the moment was broken up there as Labadini and Bottari got ahead of the field. Saved by Hawkinsmith on the blast from mid-ice by Terranzoni.
Good job by Terranzoni. Saw an opportunity for a shot, might as well take it, make the goalie work.
Might find him napping. Up ahead by Labadini, they're going to go in after it. Brian Bottari, Thomas Labadini, and also Andrew Crespo, the line for BG. Bottari stumbles a bit, broken up.
Turnover like that, Bottari can't pounce on it, and now Guertin turns it over. We get a
hand pass.
Offsides, hand pass. Yep.
Fortunately for BG, face-off outside the zone. Chris Keating running into a little bit of trouble there. Chris with one of the 4 goals for BG. Maybe you can recap our scoring here, Tom, if you got.
You're gonna make me work.
I'm sorry about that. I saw that we hadn't done it maybe in a while. With the puck, Brad Cunningham throws it down behind the goal.
We'll wait. We'll do it with the next whistle.
Next whistle. They're adding up now. There's 6 goals in the game. And we know both of the Manchester goals are by Gettys. Wow, what a hit Cunningham took from Choi up ahead of the field, but he had just touched the puck, so it's not interference. Throwing it into the zone and going in after it is Brian DeFelice, number 9. And pinching up the boards to help keep it in. Cato, now DeFelice feeds. Back to DeFelice, he's then broken up. Big hit laid on there by Cunningham to at least stop Tyler Clark in his tracks. And his teammate goes back and helps him out, Austin Cato, but the puck goes deflected into the BG
Well,
bench.
this is all unofficial, but Brian Bottari with a rebound goal. 3:31 left in the first period, 1-0. And then all of a sudden, Chris Keating puts Guertin up ahead 2-0, 1:52 to play in the period. And then with 38 seconds left, Greg Gratados, a power play goal, as Gratados skated in from the faceoff circle and basically shot point blank, got one through the 5-hole of Evan Hawkinsmith. It's 3-0. But then Cam Gettys with a goal with 11:12 to play, almost 4 minutes into the second period, makes it 3-1 on a rebound goal. And then he got another rebound goal early in the third period, 3-2. We got a hockey game, and then the Cardinals come right back with a power play goal off the stick of Thomas Newton, and it's a 4-2 lead.
Right now, as Tom Newton throws it down on Hawkinsmith, and he deflected it up into the netting above the glass in the corner. Face off to the Central goaltender's left with 6:47 to go in the third period. BG up 4-2. A tale of capitalizing on power plays in that scoring summary that Tom just gave us.
Shots on goal in the game. BG with 29. And telling story right now, Central with only 15. That's big. To hold Central, an offensive dynamo, a team that averaged probably around 5 goals a game, to just 15 shots. It is a good job defensively by Bishop Guertin.
They got to keep it up for another 6.5 minutes if they want to win this game.
As we said, both goals on, a lot of goals, almost all the goals on rebounds in this game.
Terranzoni keeps it in. Greg Gratados down deep with it.
2 of Guertin's goals.
Backhands it, but goes off the skates of Clark, and Central's going to skate it out. As Bond clips Clark, and he's going to get called for it.
That is you had to say the word dumb, but that is a dumb penalty.
Yeah, he just let his left skate drift too much. It was a good shift by Clark, and you got to let the player go. You can't stick the skate out and trip him like that. And with the official standing right there.
So he gets a tripping call.
Yep. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Central.
Oh, they get a power play here.
Yeah.
And remember, they're 0 for 3 on the power play.
I mean, they need this to be productive. This is 2-minute power play.
Boy,
if they get
score here with a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, you're talking about pulling goalie time.
You're talking about 6 minutes of high drama.
Yeah, Choi with the big shot off the boards. Gettys tries to backhanded in front. Instead, it becomes a scoring chance for Labadini, who swings wide.
I'll tell you what, if Central scores on this power play and they cut it to 1 goal.
Tom avoids one check, but not the other, and it's Central's puck.
My guess is it'll come down to a tie game before anybody pulls a goalie.
Wow. We'll see if Tom's right. He thinks that Central's hungry enough to score 2 goals.
Well, if they score on this power play. They don't score on the power play, Guertin can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, nice keep.
Joy finds his teammate. He feeds it over here to Alex Murphy, bothered by Newton down deep. Pace slows down a little bit, and Newton takes advantage of it to
look like me on the first tee, topping that puck, but it's effective. It does the job, and now they've killed a minute off the penalty. 1:04 to play in the power play. 5:23 left in the game. 4-2. Guertin leads it.
Choi tried to cross ice it to Gettys, but instead it was broken up by Crespo. Goes all the way down to the Central zone, and Brian Bottari causing all kinds of problems to the Little Green and getting it out of their zone as key seconds tick off the man advantage for Central. 5 minutes to go in the game now. Aaron Choi skating strong into the BG zone, still with it, trying to put a shift on, but he's
nice
broken
play.
up.
Nice play by the Cardinals.
Austin Cato with the big defensive play. 30 seconds to go in the power play.
And the key stat, we talked about the shots on goal, and in this power play, Central does not have one.
Bottari breaks it up for the
My
moment.
guess is
Gettys,
that's about
look out.
to change.
Shot wide. He missed. Dobbins would have liked to get that freeze, but instead it ends up on the stick of Murphy, who's broken up by Bottari, and Gettys saves the day as he keeps it in. Murphy with it, looking for a teammate. He's got Gettys in the middle, but he gets broken up, and it ends up over to the side. Tyler Clark back to the point. Choi slides it down deep off a Gettys stick. The penalty power play is up. Shot goes wide. It's coming back onto the ice for BG DeFelice to make it even strength. And shooting it down deep, that's going to be an icing call. As it's back to even strength. Cato maybe didn't know it was 5-on-5. And
4:09 to play, and they say the toughest lead to protect in hockey is a 2-goal lead.
you know, it's a big penalty kill, Tom.
A huge penalty kill by Bishop Guertin.
A couple of times there, I think Central would have been wiser to dump it in and go in after. They tried some one-man heroic rushes, and they get broken up.
Well, I'll tell you what they didn't do. They didn't get the puck on the stick of Cam Gettys enough.
No.
He touched it once in that power play and got a shot that was inches wide of Josh Dobbins.
Yes. Terranzoni with it behind his own net, being chased by a couple of Central players. Cunningham with it. Gets it up ahead past Newton to center ice. Tyler Terranzoni being chased now from behind by Sean Burke. Gets it up the boards, intercepted by Central.
Again, the play is all in this end, in the end to our right. That's not where Guertin wants it to be, and now they come out of the zone.
Thomas Bond, puck gets ahead of him, so it's an offside delayed. Now it's waved off. Central puck, 3.5 minutes to go. Newton with the forecheck, Bond with the forecheck, slowing down Clark, and eventually it ends up on a BG stick. Newton banks it up off the ceiling, literally.
Boy, whose name haven't you called since that power play? Since that Guertin power play, whose name haven't you called? Guertados. He's out there.
Oh, yeah.
He's out there, but he hasn't touched the puck an awful lot.
Yeah.
And now with 3:13 to play, this is it. It's suck-up time, basically. And he's off the ice now on a breather.
On the ice for BG. You
And
got
this
Crespo taking the draw.
this is interesting. This is the best defensive line for Guertin against Cam Gettys' line. I think Central's going to double shift Gettys and Pratt to try to get this game tied. 3:07 to play. They got one shot on.
Shot by Gettys. Point blank save on the left pad by Dobbins. Shot score. Gettys with a hat trick. Cam Gettys. A rebound. You just can't give him. It's a 1-goal game with 3 minutes even left in the third period. How did he do it?
Well, he did it with a mismatch. Bonds and Guertados' line off. Gettys' line on. Bing. Guertin couldn't clear it.
Wow.
And now we got a 4-3 game with 3 minutes to play. 1-goal game.
The score that you said to look out for, Tom, it's hard to miss him. He's got a hat trick in the playoff game. The only 3 goals of his team belong to number 4, Cam Gettys.
Dobbins made 2 great saves.
He sure did.
But Guertin could not get the puck out of that area.
Too many chances for Gettys. 4-3. And if it's going to take 4 goals to win this game, that theory's about to be tested in a big way.
In a big way.
2.5 minutes to go, and Central's all over the ice right now. Crespo trying to get some pressure going the other way.
They're never easy, aren't they? Never easy.
Cato back to get it. Throws it up to center ice. I was talking about number 1 Situate being a #1 seed in Massachusetts, my nephew's on the Scituate team. They went overtime last night in the middle round game. They almost lost it, and their season almost ended, but they won. Let's see if BG can hang on here. Top seed.
Watch out. Down low again.
Labadini lowers the shoulder, and BG maintains the puck. Coming out with it, Austin Cato with a rush.
All right, 2 minutes to play in this hockey game.
Line change for BG, a key.
This may be.
Line change here.
This may be, they're not going to go off the ice. I bet he's going to have to keep this line on.
Gratados needed to keep possession of that. Instead, it goes off his stick, and it goes behind the BG goal. Cunningham with it.
Double shifting Gratados.
Labadini able to make nice stick work there. Manchester Central saved Dobbins with Gettys on the doorstep. 1:35 to go. Gettys with it. He's broken up. Alex Murphy in traffic. Saved
how did
Dobbins.
Dobbins see that? How did Dobbins see that puck?
Terrific action in the BG zone with the season on the line for both teams. 4-3. BG leads it, but barely. As
and now a
Cam
timeout's
Gettys,
been called. And
that's to give Gettys a breather.
Imagine it's Central's timeout.
Yeah. I mean, they have expended a lot of energy to narrow this to a 1-goal game. It has not been a 1-goal game since the opening face-off, just about. I mean, BG jumped out to that 3-0 lead. They were up 3-1. They were up 4-2. And Gettys, with the hat trick, has narrowed it to 4-3, and he almost got his 4th goal there to tie it up, which would be a tragedy for BG. Having this game in hand, it looked like several times. Timeout by Central to get some air back in the lungs.
All right, 1:29 to play, 4-3. High drama.
You know, some of the fans here was like they were watching a bullfight and they couldn't bear to look. You know, almost like some of the Gettys chances there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they think they can't bear to look now, if this game goes into overtime, they better put the blindfold on.
Yeah.
And better pray that number 4 for Central doesn't touch the puck. Because when he has the stick on the puck, things happen.
Somebody's got to shadow him. Number 4 for BG's also out there with the C on his shoulder. And that's Greg Gratados taking the face-off.
And he's got a lot on his shoulder because how he plays in this last minute and a half may dictate how this game goes.
Well, he won the face-off, but Central somehow gets it back, and they shoot one past the goal. First to get it, Austin Cato gets it out of the zone.
What Guertin's got to try to do is they've got to come out and be on take the offensive to try to prevent Central from being able to pull Hawkinsmith out of the net, but they can't do it. They're standing around. They've got to get to the puck, and they get a break with the offsides call.
Offside.
But you cannot stand and watch the play. A couple of Cardinals standing around at the blue line.
That took 24 seconds off the clock. 1:06 left. 4-3 BG leads, clinging to that lead to try to advance to the next round. Manchester Central trying to tie it up and send it overtime. That player right there in dark green, number 4, Cam Gettys, has 3 goals. He's looking for a 4th to tie it up. Brad Cunningham has some room, and he throws it out. Under a minute to go. BG with the puck. Greg Gratados with a shift. Another one. He still has
empty
it.
Net. The Central net is empty.
Broken up. Gratados with it. What's the call? Hand pass. Face off in the BG zone.
Ooh, that's tough. 41 seconds to play.
That's
in the
exactly
face-off.
what Central needed. BG had the puck at center ice.
And they
an
needed
empty
to
net.
just let it fly.
And they had a hand pass, and now Central gets to set up. What a swing here. Cunningham trying to say timeout. BG.
Yep. And that's what we get.
Brad Cunningham.
So now Guertin uses a timeout, and they'll set up their defense in front of Dobbins.
What's Gary Bishop saying here, Tom? Get it out of there.
Get it out of there and just get it down the ice.
Wow. 41 seconds to go. 4-3.
He made the motion, moving his hand in one direction. I think it's down the ice. Get it out of there.
Pretty basic at this point. And, you know, how do great players like get loose and get goals in this situation? If I was a hockey player that knew that Cam Gettys is on the ice with me, and I know that he's dying, I would just, somebody who is a good defensive player, just say, you know what, I'm not even going to let this guy put his stick, I'm not even going to let him put his stick down on the ice. I'm going to stand beside this guy as much as I can and lift his stick, just not even let him.
They have to be smart about it because, you know, they cannot let it, you don't want a penalty.
Yeah,
that's the problem. And that's what
But
You
just don't let him beat you. Is what
I
I'm
just
saying.
think, yeah, exactly. You don't want to let him beat you, and he has 3 times. Because once the initial shot's taken, it seems to be chaos in front of the Guertin net.
Yeah, but just know where he is. I'm saying that after
Big
that first
face-off, Guertados.
41 seconds to go. Gettys with it.
Central win it.
He's double teamed, trying to come out with his Pratt. It's cleared, and it's slowly cleared.
Not going to make the
32
goal, though.
seconds,
Whoa,
31
Bond.
seconds. Shot.
Wide.
Bond with an impossible angle tried to win
Yeah,
it right there.
but now there's still plenty of time left for one more Central rush. Maybe
And here
2.
they come, and Gettys has some open ice, and he shoots it. Saved by Dobbins. It goes back somehow magnetically to Gettys, but he throws it out of the zone. And BG's got it. Thomas Newton trickles it towards the net. It's going to go. No! 5 seconds. A whistle as the net comes off its moorings. Wow. Thomas Newton sprinting ahead of the field, tried to push it in. Or was that Thomas Bond? I'm not sure who shot
That
it
was
initially.
Bond.
Bond was the one that was
Bond was
racing
the one
down
who was
there?
racing down, I'm
okay,
pretty
yeah,
sure.
so it's Thomas Newton's shot.
Yep.
If he had just shot it a little harder, it would have went in, but
Dobbins with a big save
Yeah.
on Gettys
there's only 7 seconds left.
with 22 seconds to play. Hawkinsmith back in goal, so the man advantage is lost for Central. And it looks like right now, and that'll do it, 4-3.
Greg Guertados has
What
the
a
puck,
job.
and he's going to hand that puck.
Give it to Dobbins, because I think he played a great third period. Down the stretch.
Yes.
And Guertin advances to the semifinals where they'll play either Concord or Berlin.
Wow. Great game.
Fabulous. Fabulous game.
Well, if that's the last hockey game we get to call on Nashua's ETV this season, we went out on a very high note.
We did. We had fun. It was a great game. Good contest. Hats off to Central. They played a superb game. They did what they had to do. They played much better than they did the first time they played. They just had a tough stretch of 3 minutes and 31 seconds. That was the hockey game for Bishop Guertin, and that a power play goal too, really, that 4th goal. But that 3:31, getting a 3-0 lead on a team that can score goals is huge.
You know, as right as Tom Bond's dad was, that 4 goals would be enough to win it. 5 would have been nice, I'm sure. Gary Bishop would have not have minded 5.
Gary Bishop would not have wanted to stop, take the pedal off the gas. So.
Yeah.
But I think this was Josh Dobbins' day. I think he played fantastic, and he gets a big, big hug from one of the Central players. I think that's Alex Murphy, who hugs Dobbins and says, you know, you did a great job.
Yeah, these guys obviously,
Yep.
a lot of them know each other.
Yep, they all do, so.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed this one. 4-3, BG wins this quarterfinal hockey game. Another great job, Tom King. Also our camera crew, Tim O'Neill right next to me, Jim McLean. And we've really enjoyed bringing you these hockey games on Nashua's ETV, all put together by the mastermind, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. We thank him. And as you see, Bishop Guertin has won the hockey titles in 1987, 2000, 2001, and 2007. Their last and latest hockey championship. Will they win the championship in 2010 as well? It's going to be even more difficult in the semifinal and the final, hopefully, if they make it to the Verizon Arena. So we wish all the best to Bishop Guertin. We thank them for allowing us to cover their games on Nashua's ETV this hockey season. For Tom King, Tim O'Neill, and Jim McLean, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching BG Playoff Hockey. This final score for the final time from Skate 3 Arena in Tyngsborough. BG wins their first round or quarterfinal round playoff game 4-3 over Manchester Central in thrilling fashion. Good night, everybody.